songs. How like being poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls on broken past that sit undated, or that we call home. And it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is VAWLS JP, bringing you the weekly recruiting recap, talking about Tennessee football recruiting and everything that's going on there. So appreciate everybody joining in, listening to this video. Appreciate it very, very much. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the Talkin VAWLS Network so you'll know anytime that we put any kind of content out, go live, or anything like that. And if you like this video, if you like other videos, we'd appreciate it if you hit that big thumbs up, and appreciate all the support as always. Josh Heupel and this Tennessee coaching staff finally got the monkey off their back, finally got the first two commits for the 2021 recruiting class, or excuse me, 2022 recruiting class earlier this week, as Elijah Herring and Vincent Sneed both committed to Tennessee on back-to-back days. Boogie Bentley put some videos out on both of those players, both of those recruits commits, so be sure to check those out if you haven't already. He done some really good content on both of those kids, talking about them. Of course, Herring is from Tennessee, outside linebacker, and Sneed is from, I believe, Winter Park, Florida. He's defensive end. So two good pickups there. Like I said, finally gets Tennessee on the board with some commits. Maybe starts building some type of momentum there, but don't expect it to probably just go off like crazy because of the dead period, the NCAA recruiting dead period that's still out there through the end of May. Of course, I don't believe that the NCAA has actually made any kind of statement stating that the dead period is being lifted, but there is a bunch of kids that are already planning on official visits, and it looks like Tennessee is going to be highly active in the month of June. Getting a lot of kids on campus and trying to get them to meet the coaching staff face-to-face for the first time. The coaching staff can sit down with them, tell them about, what they like about their game, what they could improve on, how that they would coach them, all those things that go into recruiting these high school kids. But Tennessee is also certainly, Dallin Hayden, the legacy recruit from down there in West Tennessee. Tennessee certainly still after him, but sounds like that Hayden's kind of got some he really likes Ohio State, likes Notre Dame. So I think Tennessee's going to be in a battle for him. But, I enjoyed and loved watching his dad play, Aaron Hayden, play for Tennessee. So I would certainly love to see Dallin Hayden end up wearing the orange and white for sure. Another couple of in-state kids, quick update, Isaiah Horton and Cam Miller kid. Both of those kids, certainly Tennessee's battling for those two. Looks like Horton, it's going to be probably come down to Tennessee and Florida as far as that goes, and Cam Miller, Tennessee and Bama with that. So certainly against two heavyweights there with that. But getting back to kind of, these official visits, I understand, certainly Tennessee wanting to get kids on campus as soon as they can and everything like that. But what's going to help this recruiting class more than anything, and I'll just be on record and say right now, I think if anybody's expecting this to be a top 15 recruiting class by the time that the early signing period is over, and then the actual signing day in February, I think you probably need to lower your expectations there, because it's just not going to happen. And that's not a indictment of Josh Heupel or anything like that. It's just everything that he is up against at this point in time. Now, 2023, if you start saying, okay, he's struggling still there and so forth, then, you might start raising some questions about recruiting and so forth like that. But I'm not passing any judgment on to Josh Heupel and this coaching staff for this current recruiting class that they are trying to get in, because obviously, with all the NCAA potential issues going on and the uncertainty around the investigation from the Jeremy Pruitt era and the possible recruiting violations there and everything, these kids just aren't going to do it. And we also have to realize that as much as we wear our orange tinted glasses and we talk about how that we can't believe these kids would play anywhere else but Tennessee. But I mean, think about it. Tennessee is recruiting kids that are 16, 17, 18 years old, probably. And if you think back the last, 15 years, Tennessee's not been very, very competitive. I mean, we've had a couple of decent seasons, but it's been 2007 since they played in the SEC championship game. So you're looking at 14 years there. So these kids were they weren't even started school yet. They weren't even in kindergarten yet the last time that Tennessee was even remotely relevant. So, you got to think about that. You have to consider that. And I know it, as much as it pains me to see these in-state kids go elsewhere, we have to realize that. But, of course, Tennessee, they're still also going after, got a couple of in-state kids. The Geo Davis, I know I've talked about him on here before. Still going after him, the Caden Pope kid. But I wouldn't expect anybody to probably commit from what I've been reading and listening to and hearing through the media. Doesn't sound like that anybody's really, really close. But now that doesn't mean somebody couldn't pop up tomorrow, today, whenever, and actually commit. But that doesn't sound like that there's anything imminent. Certainly wouldn't expect a flurry of commits to jump in like they did around this time last year with that. But again, hopefully that Tennessee can, or hopefully the NCAA will remove the dead period and they can start having kids on campus. I know I've talked about Taven Jackson on here a couple of times. He's got that visit scheduled already in June. He's already announced that. Tennessee feels like that they're in a good position there, but I certainly would imagine Tennessee would love to get him on campus just as soon as possible and see if they can get that kid committed and start helping recruit some of these other kids. But and of course, I know this is about football, but certainly, Tennessee had a huge week in basketball as well with Jonas Adu, I believe is his name, and then also the Brandon Huntley Hatfield kid reclassifying and joining the 2021 class as well. So just a huge, absolutely huge additions for Rick Barnes and that Tennessee basketball team. And then, of course, John Fulky announced that he's coming back for his 6th year, so extremely excited about that. So this basketball team, this roster with the addition of Powell, and now these other two, and then Fulkerson coming back, major change from what we were looking at after the end of the season, and after a couple of kids transferred, and after Pond said that he wasn't going to come back for his 6th year. So with that, so certainly really great news for Rick Barnes and the Tennessee basketball team, but just not a lot out there as far as recruiting goes. Certainly, I know it's kind of funny saying that with Tennessee getting their first 2 commits, but just not a lot else out there right now. Hopefully we can get some more content once these kids start taking visits and start doing interviews and so forth like that. But still want to try to keep everybody that listens to us and subscribes to the Talkin VAWLS network up to speed as much as we possibly can on what's going on down in Knoxville in this Tennessee athletics program. I'm recording this on Sunday, and Tennessee had a big win yesterday, baseball against number 2 ranked Vandy. Would be awesome to see Tennessee take that series this afternoon and beat Vandy for twice this weekend. Would be absolutely awesome to see. So certainly hoping for that, and going to be cheering on the baseballs here later this afternoon. But appreciate everybody listening again. But going to wrap this up. Hope everybody has a great week. And until then, my name is Vols JP, and go Vols.
Howl like me, poets sat in arcades, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past this inundated orb that we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.